So today, guys, we're going to talk about cleaning your vehicles. Specifically, I'm going to talk about cleaning my Land Cruiser 97 FZJ80. Just hit 201,000 miles on yesterday's adventure. It's Raptor line, and supposedly Raptor liner fades and looks like crap. And I'm told it's hard to clean. As you can tell, there are little tiny grooves in it. And maybe that's a little hard to see. But there's some dirt in that one. So it was a lot dirtier. What I did last night in the dark actually is I sprayed it off with a hose. But you can still see it is dirty. There's no doubt about it. And it was way worse than this. It was so dirty that it had clumps of dirt along here. So here's a good show. See all that? That's the inside. Now imagine how dirty the outside was. So, as you guys may know, I live in an RV. So the question is, how does someone like me, who lives in an RV, those are all the scratches from the branches yesterday. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, look at that nice one. That is a nice one, huh? So how does somebody like me wash my vehicles while living in this? Look at that. It's just a beautiful view. So we're going to get right into it. Bucket with some water. Wash, no rinse. Or should I say no rinse, wash and wax. By Optimum, no rinse. ONR also is known. So there's two versions. There's this one, and then there's the regular one with no wax. I love the wash and wax because it gives it a nice little wax protection. Okay, what else do I use? Well, I don't go out and I buy those expensive sponges that have cut little slots in them for $20. Instead, I have a $4, $2 sponge, not even $4. And you know what I did? I cut the grooves in it myself. Look at that, awesome. I put that sucker in there. And I put 2 caps. So let me do this. Go get my pod so I can set this up so you guys can watch me do it. And we'll be back. Okay, guys, so one cap. 2 caps. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit more. So I used about 2 1/4. Honestly, a lot of times I only use 1 1/2. But I just wanted this one to be a little bit more strong. So you want to swirl it around to mix it up. And now I'm going to go get some microfiber towels so we can start. Alright guys, so there's the ONR in my bucket. If you're wondering what the bucket is, it's really cool. It's a folding bucket. It's 20 liters. And I bought it on Amazon and it came with 2. This saves so much space compared to like a 5-gallon bucket, like from Home Depot, which is what I used to have. I fold it and it turns into a little tiny square, and I will link these below. You might be wondering what that is. So I like to carry all my microfibers in a bag. Yeah, this is kind of weird. It's an insulated grocery bag, but these work really well. It just so happens I used an insulation one. It doesn't have to be. You can see this one's already ripping. So actually I got through these, it seems fairly quickly actually. But whatever, so a bunch of microfiber towels, because what you're going to do is you're going to wet that one panel with that, glossing over it, and then you're going to use one of these to dry that panel. So let's do it. Alright, so yep, you guys can see me. So I take the sponge out. You want it to be where it's dripping, but not like super soaked. So all I'm going to do is go over this side of the can. You just want to go really light. If this was regular paint, I would probably even go a little lighter than I am right now. And you can start to see it'll pick up all of that dirt. Then dry microfiber, fold it into squares. And that's it, my friends. Now, I have an actual bigger microfiber towel I usually use for the drying. That's a waffle weave, and it's really big. It's like about yay big. Makes it way, makes it dramatically easier to dry versus one of these little ones. But it's dirty, and I wanted to wash this thing again so that way I can throw all these microfiber towels into that dirty laundry, so I'm doing a bunch at once. but I don't think you're going to really enjoy watching me do panel by panel, so I am just going to do it all. And we'll come back at maybe certain points that I want to point out some things, but for the most part, I'm going to go do my thing, and we'll be back. Alright, so here we are, all cleaned up. And now if you want with these, this type of wash, you can go over it more than once, right? So I could redo the whole thing now, or just one panel if I wanted to. Like you can see here, you know, obviously that didn't come all the way out. You can see a couple smudges there. But for the most part, that came out freaking phenomenal. I didn't hit the wheels or the tires yet. That's a little bit more time consuming, especially because you can tell how dirty these are. This is not a detail, so I do not hit inside trim pieces like this. Same thing with the inside, not a detail. I just really wanted to hit it just to get all that gunk off, though, as quickly as possible. I mean, you can see I have tears, stuff like that. I've always said with this 80, I don't really care about how it looks as much as I want it to be reliable first and capable second. Reliable being that it will not break down on me, whether it be on the highway or the middle of the desert or up in the mountains. Capable being that I can take it on, 95% of trails, terrain. Am I going to be able to take it on every trail? No, because this is also, I want it to be able to be a DD, so that I can drive to work and it not be crazy loud or anything insane. So I'm never gonna have big 37 or 40-inch tires on this, at least not in my foreseeable future. Look at the inside, and again, not perfect because you can see even here hairs. So again, I wasn't really trying to detail as much as I was just trying to get a lot of that base layer of dirt and soot off. Because what I don't want is I don't want it to settle. I don't want it to get in between things and harder to get off. I don't want it to be lodged into buttons and things like that, to where maybe it will make it so it's harder to push or eventually break it down. You can see, right? So stuff like that, I'd have to get in there with a brush. The Cruiser is a little bit taken apart right now because I am slowly going through it and doing a refresh. What I mean by that is, as you can see how this cap trim piece is off. So what I'm doing is I'm going spot by spot, finding pieces like this, sanding them down with the rust, and then respraying them. Taking the carpets out and doing the same thing. See, I totally didn't even do that. So that's another real reason I didn't do it super crazy in depth either, is because I'm doing section by section of the Land Cruiser slowly, of pulling everything out, completely going over everything with a fine-tuned comb as much as I can, sanding it down, repainting it. So a lot of, like, say, the spots that I missed, I'll eventually get really in depth. The back was probably the worst. Because on the trail, I left the sliding windows open, so dust just poured back here like it was going out of style, and I had this panel still off back here because I was letting a piece of it dry that I cleaned and redid. So I had to re-clean all inside the crevices with microfiber towel. What I used this time to clean the interior is just a general cleaner that I made. It's made with a little bit of Castile soap, vinegar, water, and a little essential oil just to give it a smell, which is lemon. What I've found now to use in the interior of my cars that works really, really well, if it's really bad stains like that, I will use a degreaser that is diluted, like a Simple Green or an Awesome All at the dollar store. And if it's not bad, I just use the ONR that you just saw. So say if it's really bad, I'll spray that down with my degreaser diluted. I will wipe it all down. And then you'll notice if you ever do that, that it will leave a kind of like a haze. It'll leave some marks, right? Which is very normal. You can see that there's still some dust in here. That's super, super normal of a degreaser. And then what I do on top of it is I'll put some microfiber towels in that same combo bucket with the ONR wash I showed you earlier. Instead of a sponge, I use these. Put it in there, drench it, wring it out, and then I will go over that spot with this. So what this does is it basically nullifies or counteracts the degreaser. So now you got all that crap off, but you also don't leave a haze. And then I just go behind it with another microfiber to dry it. And if it's not greasy, I just do the ONR thing with one of these. Works perfect. I decided to use this just to see how it would come out, and it actually worked pretty good. It got a lot of the crud I wasn't expecting it to get out. Afterwards, though, usually what I would do is 303 over all of the leather, plastic, the metal. What that does is it protects it from UV. It protects it from oxidization. It protects it from cracking because of the UV. It gives it a nice shine, but it's not greasy. So it restores the deep color in your plastics, your metal, your leather. It's great. Protects. Doesn't clean, so it protects, and it just gives it life back into it. So I really, really like using that for protected. Okay, let's do the rest of the walk around. Boom, boom, boom. Nice and shiny and clean. Nice, shiny and clean. So you can still see a little bit here of the scratches. Faintly, I'm not even sure if you can see those really that great. Oh, there we go. Maybe a little bit back there. Sometimes, if the scratch is too deep, it might not come out, but these I'm pretty sure would come out if I just scrub them a little bit more. Maybe take a dry erase marker to them. But honestly, they're not that easy to see. Again, I didn't do the wheels. But there you go. Let me know what you think. The difference is, to me, night and day, and I didn't even try to get it super clean. I just wanted to give it overall general wipe down so it doesn't have that buildup starting to occur. All right, catch you later.